You swim with sharks, Steve?
No.
Why is that a crazy question?
You mean like in a cage?
Nah, like that lady that swims with tiger sharks and she pats them and stuff.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that.
Oh.
Yeah, no thanks.
Have you paddled near a shark in your surfing?
I've never seen one when I was in the water.
All right.
Seen them from boats. But the thing about where I live is...
Because you said you live where their great whites are.
Yeah, it's called the Red Triangle.
Wait, a red triangle is like where great whites are known to be in this area?
It's where they...
and you surf there?
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah?
Thousands and thousands
Just
of
casually,
people.
yeah.
Okay,
Red triangle,
so
great whites all hang out, but whatever.
Thousands of people surf there every day, and there's maybe one attack a year. So
one a year?
Yeah, if that.
Do they usually...
Your odds are good.
Yeah.
And they don't...
If you're me.
Only like 2 surfers have ever been killed by whites. Because they don't want to eat you. They're like the best hunters in the sea. They predate. They go back to the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And they're super risk averse. So if they come up and hit something that's not their normal food, they swim away.
Yeah.
Which is not true in Australia. Those white pointers down there, for some reason, they keep coming at people. I don't know what the deal is there.
Yeah, we're a different breed, Steve.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, also,
we don't play.
Australians are just generally tastier.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Right? Maybe sharks like Vegemite.
That's probably what it is.
Because we all eat Vegemite. And meat pies.
Yeah.
Or we're all... Maybe they're alcoholics. And they can taste the beer on us. Because we're all alcoholics, for sure.
But I was on a boat recently in the Farallones, which is the feeding ground for all the sharks up there. Like they tag them, and when they put their little sonar thing in the water, there's always... When I was on the boat one time, there were like 13 sharks within distance of this boat. And the big ones. But the last time I went out there, about a year and a half ago, we were they put this decoy out that looks like a seal, and trying to bring the sharks up, and you could see these you could see a boil, and the guys would say, "Shark up, shark up." So you'd run over, and you could see these boils, but the water was crystal clear, but you couldn't see the fucking shark until like it was right under you.
Oh no!
So and these guys had these GoPro cameras on sticks, and they'd put them down, and the footage it's just water. You can't see a shark, and then the camera goes underwater, and you realize the shark's like 3 feet away, and they're just not interested. So what we all talk about where I live in Half Moon Bay is because there's a couple of seal haul-outs there where sharks are, and people see them, and there've been a couple of hits. The Mavericks, there've been 2 or 3 guys who've gotten bit, the kind of rule of thumb is that everyone's been sniffed. Like sharks they've come near all of us.
Yeah.
But they're good enough hunters to know that you're not what they want to eat. So they swim.
Everyone's been sniffed.
We were on a different trip to Fiji. I don't think you're on that one. I think it was a Nixon trip. And Riley and his buddy were with us. And we had just paddled onto the boat from Cloudbreak. It was a small day. And his friend was coming in. He was last. And we're all just kind of waiting for him, and he's coming in. And then all of a sudden, this fin goes between where he is and the boat. Just
a big one?
Big enough. Yeah. And then...
Wow.
And we all looked, and he's like... And we go, shark? And then finally it was like, hurry up, get in here. And he just starts scrambling. That was the first time I saw one truly nearby, obviously. And it was like, that could be dangerous. Maybe you should just get in here.
Yeah.
I surfed this spot, and the scariest I've ever been of sharks, I never saw one. I was at this place in one of the outer islands of Tahiti called Huahine, and there's this break, this really beautiful, perfect right reef called Fiti. It's one of the best shaped waves in all of Tahiti, but it's shallow and it's heavy. And I had a nautical chart, and I was just there on my own, living in like this little hospice thing, and had a nautical chart that showed that the water between the land and the reef got to 400 feet deep. So you had to paddle across this 400-foot trench.
Sketchy.
To get out there. And I was out there with one other guy, and it was small, like 3 or 4 foot, not that, but shallow, and I made a mistake and went over the falls and landed butt first on the reef and just raked my shorts and my thighs. And I knew I had to paddle back.
Bloodthirsty.
Oh, yeah, leaking blood.
Yeah, leaking blood. And I looked back and I could see it like trailing off.
Oh,
the back.
my God. It's just a bad movie.
Did you hear the Jaws soundtrack in your head?
Oh, I was so freaked out.
That
So
is so
I told the guy,
terrifying.
I actually told the guy, my most heroic moment ever. I think I said, dude, you stay here because I am just going to paddle. You don't want to be near me when I'm paddling back. Cause,
Yeah, but I don't want to stay out there after you've bled in the water.
well, also the waves were good. He didn't want to go in.
You guys are stupid.
So I
man.
paddled back across, and I stayed on the reef till I got as close as I could to shore. And as I paddled, the water just changed colors and it got that deep purple.
Dude, how bad are you bleeding?
Ocean.
Yeah.
And I paddled nonstop for like 25 minutes because it was a really long paddle.
Yeah.
And almost kissed the ground when I got to shore.
But you didn't see a shark.
Didn't see a shark. That's the most scary. But the next day, like I was hurting so bad, I didn't even feel this because my shoulders were so short. So
I swam with
from the
sharks, and then after I swam with sharks in Hawaii, like
You did?
where you get off the boat and you hold the rope.
a tiger shark?
Nah, I would have done that, but they were just like crappy. They were like 3-footer pussy sharks for tourists to like dangle off, and they came up pretty close. And I remember looking at them, I'm like, they're like dogs. Like I saw their eyes looking at me, and I'm like, I don't feel threatened by any of these. And then we leave, and I go to like some surf shop, and when I go in there, I think I was getting some flippers or something, and the guy goes, "There's a shark caught in some area where when the tide comes out."
Well, the tide drops. It's caught in Michael Lagoon.
Yeah, it's caught in a lagoon. He's like, there's a white tip caught in the lagoon. And I was like, where? And he's like, right here. And I was like, let me get some goggles and go. And my ex at the time, we both went in there. And there was one guy that was trying to find it. And I'm like, I'm going in there. And I had goggles and flippers on. And I found it. And I was following it around with a GoPro. And my chick was following me. Like, it seemed like...
How big was a shark?
Like 3 or 4 foot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not a 7-foot shark, but
Yeah.
it was still one of those ones that looks like a good shark. Like, to me, it looked like
a real shark.
Yeah, like a real one. Like, he had a good face and shit. Like, he had like a proper grill and stuff. And I'm following him around, and I'm thinking it's super cute. And every now and then I would look back at my ex and be like, look at me. Like, I'm swimming with this shark. And then it goes into like a dead end area, and it came back around, and I'd been following it for like 5 minutes, so I was getting closer and closer, feeling safer and safer near it, and then finally it like gets to a dead end and darts back, and it comes swimming towards me, and it was probably like where the camera is to me, and I was like, no, just for a second, because it was all fun, and it was all like, I can't wait to show people that I am in the water with there's no captain, tourist, like guy in charge. This is just dumbass Jason and a shark in the ocean. And then it came back, and I was like, oh no. And then it didn't come at me. It just swam by me. But just for a second, I was like, that's what it would feel like. With the regret, where I was like, fuck. But it looked like to me, it was, I'd rather fight a pit bull. You know what I mean? Like, if it had gone me.
Well, a 3-foot shark, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like I would rather fight a pit bull on the ground than this particular shark who he's like, you know what? I'm sick of you following me around, dude. I'm going to maul you. Because he had, water, agile-wise, like how much skill do I have in the water? There's the whole breathing thing. Like, if I go underwater with him. Yeah, he doesn't need it. I do. And then I thought his teeth... They look worse than pit bulls. Like, they're just everywhere, dude. They're like, they come out everywhere. And it's got like some sort of
those
sea creature eyes. You know what I mean? It's like sea creature eyes are way they're way tougher than like land animals. You know what I mean? Because you've just been in the ocean. You've never like
a doll in a horror film or something.
No mummy never cradled you ever. You know what I mean? You've just been straight up surviving solo your whole existence.
Well, they say that with white sharks that they'll find a dead female with unborn babies in its stomach, and the unborn babies will have the teeth of their other babies that were in the stomach with them in their bellies.
They ate their brothers and sisters.
in the womb.
So gangster. See what I mean? You can't mess with that guy.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Like when we come out, we can't even walk. These guys have already murdered several people and they haven't even come out yet.
Before they're even
That's
before
how
they even
ready.
emerge.
They're ready to fight, man.
It's true.
Cannot beat the mind of a shark.